Hi, good afternoon, and welcome to another segment of Stay Fearless with Liz. I am coming to you today in talking to you about domestic violence wellness. We have been on a series here, and if you're not familiar with my story, then please go back and watch part one, part two, and part three, and it will bring you up to speed as to where we are today. We're going to continue our talks on the stress and the trauma that actually stores in our bodies when we go through a stressful situation. And when I say stressful situation in regards to domestic violence, it is putting that very, very mildly and very, very lightly. I do understand and I do realize, because as I talked to you about it before, I do understand what it is like to uh, to walk in those shoes, because I am a survivor of domestic violence. So we're going to dive into the parts and tear apart what anxiety looks like, what the signs and symptoms are, because I really, really need for us to understand that when you have the full picture, the full scope of everything, then you can really map out you an exit strategy. I'm going to always talk to you every time I bring a segment here. I'm going to always talk to you about the Fortress Black Card, because the Fortress Black Card is a tangible way out. What I had said before and what I'm just stuck on is the fact that people used to come to me and say, "Why did you stay so long?" Or why? And when you think about it, there are different reasons for not moving quickly. In some situations, you have to move quickly because it's a life or death situation. In other cases, you can map out a plan to get out safely. And that's what I want to talk to you about the plan. In our episodes 1, 2, and 3, we talked about mapping out a plan and Fortress being that tangible resource to help you. But we also talked about the um, the financial woes that come along with when you are being controlled and contained. And we established that that's what an abuser does. They take away your power slowly, slowly, slowly. You sort of give in and give it away, kind of the get along, um, to get go along to get along kind of theory or kind of method, just to keep the peace. And oftentimes it's just to figure out, well, first of all, the realization is that I'm really in a domestic violence situation. Like, how did I get here? Kind of tearing all that apart. And what I say to you, sometimes journaling is a helpful way to kind of see things in writing, and also mapping out a plan, but also being careful not to keep that journal anywhere in the house. You want to always keep that journal outside of the house. Um, and if you're just picking up this episode, I want to talk to you about the Fortress Black Card, the plan out. See, what happens is when your money is controlled and contained, it's hard to save money, and it's hard to, say, well, if I walk out those doors, where am I going to live? If I walk out those doors, where am I going to have money to sustain myself? Because in my situation, I couldn't go back to work because he was stalking. And, I'm not going to take anything away from a PPO, but that is a piece of paper. And oftentimes, an abuser is not going to respect that piece of paper. And then you still have to defend yourself. So a defense is to have a strong financial net. And Fortress provides that. See what happens in Fortress, and I'll explain it just a little bit more. Fortress gives you multiple ways of earning residual income via e-commerce and social media. So just like what we do every day, but we don't get compensated for it. We send somebody over to a fancy restaurant, or a McDonald's or a Burger King. We send people over to um, I just had a little banner that came across my computer, and it sent me over to eBay, and I purchased a book because for some reason, I'm not real sure, one of the books that I wanted to talk to you about today was A Jewel in His Crown by Priscilla Shirer. It is the rediscovering your value as a woman of excellence. And it's a beautiful, awesome read. It helps you really to go back and rediscover the beautiful you that you are. In her book, she talks about how the difference between costume jewelry and and the jewelry that the jeweler puts in the back, and you have to have an appointment to come, and he comes and he rolls out this black this I guess jewelry holder, but he puts this black velvet over it, and he's real careful as to how he handles the precious jewels that he's going to display to the customer. Well, that's the same thing. You are that beautiful jewel. All of the things that life have thrown at us, sometimes dirty us up and dull us a little bit. And it actually definitely, I experienced my light going out. Well, what I'm here today to tell you is that we are going to be that cloth that is going to shine you back up. But we have to get you out of the dirt. We have to get you out of the mud. Okay? There is a way out. Okay. And I introduced Fortress as a way out because I got excited when I became a member of Fortress, because I saw all the possibilities and all the people that I could help and serve with it. Yes, the income is fantastic. However, being able to put that card into somebody's hands that I'm going to go back to, that is surviving domestic violence, to be able to say, refer people over to the network. Well, first of all, let's go back a minute. Become a member. It's a $10 membership. And believe you me, I do understand that $10 can be a lot when you're being contained and controlled, but we do what we want to do. And what we need to do is establish ourselves a safe way out. When you become a member of Fortress, it's $10. Okay. And it's also $10 a month. I like to be fully disclose everything up front. It's $10 and $10 a month. But guess what that affords you? It affords you a membership that every time you refer someone over to the Fortress Network, you're compensated. Okay. So therefore, you don't have to go out and try to get another job and get it approved by the person that's containing you or abusing you. You just sign up for a membership. And every time you refer someone over to the membership and they become a member, Fortress says thank you. And at the beginning of every month, our cards are loaded with all of the referral money. And that's about as simple as I can put it. And I want to say referral because the person does, when they come over to Fortress, they become a member. So it's actually a membership. So it's a membership that you actually procured. And so therefore, because you did that by sending somebody over to the network and they became a member, Fortress says thank you. And not just 1 month. Fortress says thank you. As long as that person stays a member, you will continue to get that residual income. And it builds and it compounds. Let's go over the levels. I don't usually do that on camera, but I usually put it into the description. I'm putting it in the description, but I'm going to also talk about it. So you become a member. You refer 3 people over to the network. You now go on payroll, and you can order your Black Card. Then every month, or every day, actually, I'm referring people now, but you bring people over to the network and you let them know what the network is all about, meaning that it's a shopping club. You buy, we do transactions every day, meaning that you go and you buy water, you buy, a toilet paper, you buy. And when you buy on the Fortress website or through the Fortress website, when a customer that's not a member purchases, Fortress gives you up to a 25% discount for procuring that sale. Man, isn't that wonderful? Think about how many dollars you left on the table when you sent somebody over to watch a movie. I often talk about the lady that ran me down in the parking lot and asked me, "Did you see A Fall from Grace by Tyler Perry?" I said, no, I didn't see the movie. She said, girl, you better go to Netflix. Well, guess what she just did? She procured the sale for Netflix. I go over, I watch the movie. Everybody gets paid that's associated with it, but the lady that sent me over to Netflix. And that's how simple this network is. You refer people over to a shopping club that pays, and not only are you rewarded, but they're also rewarded too when they become a member. And it's a dominoes effect of success. This is amazing. That's how we stay fearless. And let me tell you something. When you come to the network, you meet amazing, incredible people that you can stand on their shoulders and you can succeed. And then the next person stand on your shoulders and they succeed. And then the next, and then the next. So you know what a great movement we can cause or what we can affect by taking this out to a lot of and I'm going to do this as soon as COVID is let up a little and we can get out to some of the shelters. And I'm actually going to do it via the telephone prior to, because I just know, see, when you've experienced something like domestic abuse and you prayed and prayed and prayed for an answer and prayed and prayed and prayed for a way out, you recognize when that is the answer. So I say Fortress is the way out, because not only, listen here, do you get residual income from referring people over to the network, but you also get a discount on shopping. So when I had to start all over from scratch and had to rebuy everything, having a dollar store in my back office of Fortress would have been an amazing blessing to me. And I'm saying it can be an amazing blessing to you, because I had to walk out with everything crashed on the floor, everything smashed, everything cut up. So I had to start all over again. So was I looking for discounts? Yes. So Fortress gives you a discount when you purchase everyday items. Did I need a safety net and a black card that I could go and use for gas? Did I for whatever you need? That's what a fortress is. It's a safe place. It's a safe place of protection. Let's go back to how these dollars add up. When you send a member over to the Fortress Network, your first 3 members, $3. You say, well, that's not a lot. But when you're going through a domestic violence situation and you're looking to come out on the other side, $3 was a million to me. Let me speak for myself. $3 made a big difference. That made actually a pot of spaghetti with a roll of turkey, a turkey roll. So $3. $12 on your next level, because that's 9 people in your matrix, and it's a 3x9 matrix. 27 people on your third level, that's $39. Then it keeps going from there. 120, 363, 1,092, 3,279. Let's stop right there. Hold on. Let's go back to $363. That would have made a difference of everything for me. $1,092 a month. Wait a minute. $1,092 a month for doing what? Referring people over to a network. Man, don't tell me that if the only way with you being exposed to this information, the only reason that you're still there is because of you. And it's a lack of confidence that you can actually do it by yourself. Well, let me tell you, you don't have to do it by yourself, because the community in Fortress is phenomenal. So you're never by yourself. And I'm here. I'm here, and it is my goal. I need to put not a dollar amount, but a number on how many people I want to help rescue from domestic violence with Fortress. And that is what I am dedicating time to, dedicating effort to, because I made a promise to myself and to God that once I did make it out on the other side, because I knew I was going to, well, not while I was in it, I didn't, but once I got out, I said, okay, one step at a time, just one step at a time, holding on to God's hands, praying, with a 7-year-old daughter in tow. I was, for nobody else, I did it for her. She gave me the strength to keep going. But can you imagine what it would have been like to have $1,092 a month residual income? That was a weight off. $3,279 next level, $9,840. And now you're like, whew, freedom. It gets even better. $29,523 is the income that is obtained once you fill a matrix. And that is a roughly $500,000 a year, okay? Give or take a few dollars, because Fortress also says thank you at that level and gives you a $10,000 monthly residual bonus. Don't tell me that's not freedom. That is freedom. And I'm not saying that money is everything, but it is certainly a shield and a defense, and it helps you get to where you're going. It helps you to walk in and live in your purpose. Okay, helps you to be able to reach back. See, that's what I'm doing. I'm not just moving forward. I am moving forward, but I'm not just moving forward and not looking. Let me see. I am looking back, but I'm not looking back to go back there. I'm looking back to say, hey, there's some of my sisters that are still going through this hell and not haven, because home should be a haven and should not be hell. So what can I do? What do I have in my means? In scripture, there was a story about a lady that needed money to pay off debts from her husband who had passed away. And when the debt collectors came to get her sons to pay off that debt, the only thing that she had was oil. And so she was instructed to go get the pots and fill those pots. So that's what I keep saying to myself. What do you have at your disposal? What do you have to give somebody a hand up? What do you have when a woman is at the end of her rope and says, you know what? I can't do another day. Well, I tell you, there is a way out. There's a way out. There is a way out. There is a way out. And Fortress is the way out. I want to talk a little bit about the anxiety, because I understand the anxiety that we go through when we're in that situation. There's a lot of anxiety. There's a lot of guilt. There's a lot of shame. There's layers and layers of trauma. So we're going to work through some of that trauma, because sometimes you have to peel back a layer of trauma to even have the strength to say, okay, she just said Fortress is the way. Let me understand that. We got to clear away some of the fog, some of the, like, it's a surreal experience. I get it. I understand it, and I'm not taking it lightly, but I am telling you that you're not in a fight by yourself. You have a sister out here that is willing to grab your hand and say, hey, let me help you out. Let's talk a little bit about the anxiety, okay? We talked about Priscilla Shiver's A Jewel in His Crown. It's a beautiful, wonderful read. See, all the negativity that the abuser and that maybe your past and maybe some self-esteem issues have fogged your brain with negativity. And so those negative tapes continue to play. And so you act out of those negative tapes. So what I want you to do is to start filling your brain with some positivity. That's one of the other things that I love about Fortress, because the people in the Fortress network are positive. So you're getting that energy, that shock wave into your brain of energy that's going to help you to propel you to go forward and to be able to walk in your purpose, to be able to walk in your dreams, to be able to say, whoo, the sun is not coming through my window. The sun is coming through your window. With our Stay Fearless series, the sun is coming through your window. There is no knight in shining armor. There is no Prince Charming coming. But your sister Liz is right here for you. If you want it, I'm going to help you to get it. And Stand Fearless. I was listening to Anita Baker this morning before I, came on today. I was listening to her song, and I listened to it over and over again. And what resonated in my spirit is, you are the best thing yet. You are the best thing yet. She talked about someone as loving as you. We as women have a nurturing spirit, a nurturing heart about ourselves. Someone as loving as you. Start understanding who you are. Let that resonate with you. Flowing water of a midnight stream. Oh my God, do you know how beautiful the flowing waters are of the midnight stream? You are important. You are beautiful. You are needed. But we have to get you together first, right? Such a wonderful life to me. Oh my goodness. You are so wonderful. You are so beautiful. You are the best thing yet to ever come into my life. I want to be the best thing yet to come into your life, because I want to encourage you and inspire you and motivate you and let you know you do have the power. Okay, let's talk a little bit about this thing called anxiety, so you can understand what this anxiety is and what is an anxiety attack, because you may not even know what you're going through with it. Sometimes you feel like you're just losing your mind, but you're not. We're not going to let that happen. What is an anxiety attack? There are 10 things to help you recognize anxiety, and once you can recognize it, then you can start to cope with it and deal with it. So an anxiety attack may appear it may show up a different way in different people. So heavy breathing or hyperventilation, shaking or trembling. I can remember many nights waking up trembling in my sleep, because guess what? Not only was it hell at night, hell during the day, and you think you can escape when you go to sleep, but then the nightmares of the day rewinds and replays. So shaking and trembling. Fear or feeling unconnected or detached. That's one of the strategies of an abuser. It gets you isolated. It gets you to disconnect from relationships that you hold dear to you. He also puts a fear in you, and this is not one of the signs of anxiety, but this is one of the triggers of anxiety. Gets you to feel like, after everything is exposed, is now a threat of, I'm going to hurt your loved ones, or I'm going to, yeah, I've had those threats. And I didn't want to get my family involved, because I said, I got myself in this mess, so I need to get myself out of it. That's one of the strategies of the abuser, one of the strategies of a con man. Okay. Feeling a loss of control. You definitely feel loss of control. You feel like, or I felt like, I don't have control over anything anymore. And how did I give that up? What happened to cause me to do that? But it's a gradual It's a gradual beating down of your confidence, because that's the only way that they can control and contain you, is to beat you down and to beat you down and beat you down. But it comes so gradual, just a little bit and a little bit and a little bit. And I think the very first time you get your shot, because your Prince Charming just turned into this monster. And so you kind of brush it off because it's like, no, this can't be really happening. And, okay, maybe he had a bad day and whatever. But let me tell you something. One hit is too many. One punch is too many. One kick is too many. One spitting on you is too many. And yes, I've had that too. In my face. It's too much. It's wrong. Okay? Let me pull it back too, because I get angry now. I get angry now because I can still see those events that have happened. But I'm at a better place now. And I want you to get to a better place. Because on the other side, you still have work to do. It's still a lot of work to do, because you have to start releasing. You can't, I asked and I prayed to not become bitter, to not become angry. I prayed and I prayed for that. And I thank God that I didn't become bitter. But the anger still comes up. It still rises up. So I think this is another way for me to help work through what I went through, is to help you. Okay? I said an overwhelming feeling of panic, because you're always in a panic mode. Chest pain or heart palpitations, chills, sweats, or hot flashes, stomach cramps and nausea, feeling like passing out, and difficulty in breathing is also another symptom of anxiety. Okay. And I didn't really understand the anxiety while I was going through it. So I think it would be a good thing for you to understand the anxiety, so how it can be paralyzing. So, and then I'm not just going to tell you what the issue is. I'm going to show you some ways to help you around the anxiety. If you feel like you're experiencing an anxiety attack, you want to have some mechanisms to help you cope with that. Okay. Here are some forms of anxiety that are known. It's called generalized anxiety disorder. It's GAD. Okay. This form of anxiety may distract you from completing daily tasks, or even setting goals, or putting together this plan that we're talking about. So you may have to watch the video over and over and over and over and over again, and that's fine. Continue to watch it. Or if you know someone else that is going through that type of a situation, give it to them, because they may not hear you. They may not hear you because you're too close, but they may hear my voice. They may hear something in my voice that they can relate to, because oftentimes you may not know what to say if you've been through it. I've been through it, and I sometimes still don't know what to say. But together, we can conquer this. Let's talk a little bit more about generalized anxiety disorder. A person may constantly worry about something or feel anxious often. A person with this disorder may experience fatigue, restless, or insomnia. And if you are exhausted, you can't think straight. Your brain is not just set to think straight, okay? Social anxiety disorder. A person with this disorder may fear to speak in public or have a social phobia. They may assume people will have negative thoughts about them. They may be seen as extremely shy or have stage fright. I've experienced that too. Okay. And what I'm listening and learning here as well is that you can have multiple anxiety disorders going on all at one time. I wanted to mention that too. Becoming a part of the Fortress Network, there are therapists that are a part of the network that can also help you to work through the issues. Whether you're in the situation of domestic violence, or whether you are on your wellness plan, or whether you're on the other side of it. We have people in the network that can help you to get through it, that are licensed therapists that can help you get through it, along with some of the herbal treatments, or herbal, not treatments because we don't treat, but herbal remedies, and some herbal recommendations that can help you the natural way with your anxiety or post-traumatic stress. That's one of the ones that's coming up too. OCD is obsessive compulsive disorder. A person with this disorder may be obsessed, maybe have an obsession with objects, or feeling troubled by certain actions. They may have a habit of doing repeated actions such as hand washing, or constantly worrying that something needs to be done. And I've seen some of that with myself too. And even you can be obsessed with having things in order because it's something that you can control. Okay. And it also can play out in your weight. It also can play out in your weight. I have a weight program that is coming up, a weight loss program that's coming up, and we're going to dive into a lot of the issues that, until I started to actually heal, I couldn't lose weight. No matter what I tried to do, I couldn't lose weight. And a lot of times we eat out of comfort because that's, again, something that we can control. So we eat out of comfort. Separation anxiety, that's generally in children that have anxiety of separating from someone or something, but don't feel yourself to be, this is challenging because you know what? When you're in a domestic violence situation, that means that you were in or are in relationship with somebody. So you've grown attached to them. You have loving feelings for them. I felt guilty for so long because I still had loving feelings for the person that had abused me. And I thought it was something wrong with me. I was crazy. But no, you're human. And you're not abusing someone. Someone is abusing you. So to have those feelings is still very, very human, very natural. Okay. As long as you don't act out of those feelings and emotions, but you act out of your plan of action, and your wisdom. Post-traumatic stress disorder, PTSD. A person with this disorder may experience a panic attack related to a traumatic event from their past. It may also include, and this was big for me, it included nightmares or flashbacks of the event. I suffered from that. Very, very, very heavy. A person may be startled, avoid situations that remind them of the trauma, or withdraw with me from others. And I had a very bad habit of withdrawing from others. There are some more, the signs of domestic violence. We're in domestic violence, wellness, and awareness. The signs, and we're going to go over the signs. I want to get that out to you as well. Here are some of the signs. Excessive worrying, difficulty sleeping and restlessness, fatigue, concentration issues. Concentration issues was big for me, and I still have some residual of that today. And again, it is a part of the course, but you do know there's a course of correction. There is a course that can really help you. Irritability and tension, I feel that often, and I also get it in my neck. Increased heart palpitations and heart rate, sweating, hot flashes, trembling and shaking is, yes, very, 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 very one of the symptoms. Chest pains and shortness of breath, feelings of terror or impending doom. That was huge for me as well. There are some ways that you can tackle this anxiety that can help you. And part of it is connecting and talking with others. You don't want to isolate yourself. That can trigger you into even a deeper sense of depression, or so you don't want to isolate yourself. You want to get with people that you can that can support you. There are some 12-step programs that can help you. Once you identify what your trauma is or what your issue is, there are programs that can help you. Learn stress management techniques. You can practice these to help you be like mindfulness exercises like yoga. Meditation was really big for me. I did a lot of meditation, and I still meditate because it calms you down and it puts you at a centered place, and then you can think better. You want to learn relaxation techniques. I'll talk to you a lot about breathing. And that's something that you can control, something you have control over. When I did that, I even felt it clearing my brain. So it clears your head and clears your thoughts. Therefore, you can execute on your plan. Regular exercise, physical exercise helps to calm the nervous system. Exercise and boost your moods. And in certain activities, it helps to calm you. You want to do exercise at least 30 minutes a day, a few times a week. Brisk walking, aerobic exercises, those kind of things. So you can get inside of yourself and start practicing your own wellness plan, your own plan, and it'll help you to get closer to it. Take proper care of yourself by getting enough sleep. Don't skip meals. Make sure that you're getting nutritious food inside of you. My book is coming out, and it's Smoothie Time. It should be out before the middle of the year. I'm hoping and looking at the first quarter, there's a lot of smoothie recipes in there that'll help you with even with your digestion and just help you to get some proper nutrition into yourself. Because think about it, your body can't run, just like a car, it can't run without the proper nutrient in you. And as we start talk even further, I'm going to give you some tips and tools to help you get some proper herbs into your body so that you can really help to bring yourself to wellness. Let me see. Take proper care of yourself. That's what we're talking about. You want to limit your intake of alcohol, caffeine, or nicotine. I want to stop right there for a minute. Well, these elements may contribute to your anxiety as a stimulant. Where was I going with that? I have a sticker on my wall that says faith, hope, and love, and it caught my eye. So we'll come back to what that thought was, because sometimes you have those little over 50 moments. So I'm going to come back to that. But there are a lot of different ways, and if you feel like it's just totally out of control, please seek your advice from your medical doctor to find out what can be done with that. So, with all of that being said today, I just wanted you to start to rediscover the valuable woman of excellence that you are. Know that you're not in this alone. Know that there is help. Know that, there is a way out. There is a brighter day when we'll talk about some other things at a later date, but I hit rock bottom and did not think that there was a way for me to come back. And thanks be to my prayer, my faith, I was able to walk into a brighter future, and so can you. So I just want to be of encouragement to you today. Also want to say like, share, and subscribe. I'll continue to bring you more information about domestic violence, wellness, because we know what the situation is. Now let's work on the plan of action to safely extract you, my sister, out of that situation. Until we meet again, you stay fearless. Know that you are wonderfully and fiercely made. And I will be back because I'm going to stay in your face. I'm going to be just like that family member that just says, look, we got to do something about this because we need you well. We need you contributing to life, because we need some positive, beautiful energy. And that positive, beautiful energy is you. Until later, bye for now, my beautiful sisters.